Tax Simulator 2023 is upon us. Finally, we can all do our taxes in the modern era with modern technology.
In a video game.
Yes, anime girls.
Oh.
That's how taxes are done in the modern age, Carl. Get with the kids.
Look, man, if it was like a Rome Total War tax simulator, I'd probably play it.
Strike your voice. How many kids do you have? We'll start off-
Glorious victory!
There's some money in this now that you've mentioned it. But we'll start off just with promoting something on lotuses.com, this being Tax Me Harder Daddy, which is an article from Hugo back in the day, which fit this weirdly well. Because, in case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about Tax Haven 3000, the newest video game. There you are. There's the website. So, you know what we're in for. Yeah, for people listening.
I hate it.
It's an anime.
Tax and anime. I hate both of those.
Yeah, there's a collector's edition, which comes with a full body pillow of the anime girl.
Come give V's take on this.
There's like a Japanese writing I can't read. Something about an X-rated patch. If you don't click that, John, but if you do click it, it takes you to some like long green text, essentially, about how the anime girl became interested in tax. Let's put it that way.
This you've not watched Idiocracy, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Oh well, this just is the pornification of society.
Maybe.
How do we get them to pay taxes? Well, we put naked anime girls on it.
But there's actually a much deeper story in this, and we'll get to it in a minute.
Okay.
But if we'll do some scrolling, we'll just enjoy the website first, I suppose.
No, we won't.
You can see the dating sim that gets your taxes done. The story. Do your federal taxes while romancing your waifu. Tax Haven 3000 is a one-of-a-kind dating sim experience that really does your federal taxes. Covers the 1040 US individual tax income return, checks eligibility for earned income tax credit, American Opportunities Credit, and more. Sustainable for singles without dependents.
I just want to go back to 2013.
Also features multiple endings, because of course.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. There's a gallery of a bunch of images, and then there's a collector's edition perks. You get a Tax Haven 3000 software box and an instruction manual to install the free game. Tax Haven 3000 installation disc and case, like it's the 1990s.
I don't have a CD drive, a DVD drive.
Iris character body pillow. The main character, the woman you'll be romancing, is called Iris. Ira. Yeah. Okay. We'll scroll down a bit more.
That's actually not the worst thing about this. I mean, I like puns.
There you are. Hi there, Iris here. It's always been a dream of mine to meet that special someone and file their tax return. Join me and we'll search for deductions while searching for love.
Truly the perfect woman.
But be careful, we're not alone. Corporate tax filing services like TurboTax are, open brackets, by dint of excessive lobbying, predatory parasitic bottlenecks that deliberately complicate the tax filing process in order to make it unnavigable by ordinary people.
Surprisingly based, actually.
They feed us their poison so much that we buy their medicine.
I agree.
Weird rant in the middle of the anime game. Most wealthy countries make tax filing free. If the burden of preparation is even passed along to individuals at all, TurboTax actively seeks to backdoor the regulatory structure that could otherwise seek to rein it in. And it works. The villainous corporation that controls the government from the shadows is a sadly mundane reality, but it's the most boring industry imaginable.
Actually, that is a great point. Like, if you wanted to be, some sort of Machiavellian behind the shadows overlord, you would do it through the tax system because, my God, no one is going to spend their time.
The reason the American tax code is so complexly stupid is because it's great if you want to pay no tax. If the tax system is very simple, it's kind of impossible to pay no tax because people can point it out pretty quickly.
And it's great if you can pay like a bunch of lawyers or tax accountants to do it for you. Look, I'm phenomenally rich. Figure it out.
If it's complex, the only people who can do that are rich people who will then pay zero tax, whereas everyone else will have to pay their tax.
Yeah.
Whereas if the tax system is very simple, everyone just has to pay the tax they owe. This is the main argument for the flat tax, which is
Thank
real
God
true.
for this anime waifu game.
Yeah, she's really, red pilling the long.
Well, it kind of is, actually.
TurboTax, per its own internal documents, is built using fear, uncertainty, and doubt that ordinary people have about taxes.
That's built on the fear and uncertainty, doubt, yeah. But I mean, that is fair. I mean,
they go on for like several paragraphs writing about how TurboTax can, get the bullet too, I suppose. As she explains why she hates TurboTax, which...
fair.
I mean, you got me to read it. That's true.
Yeah.
Let's scroll through the schizo posting, because we'll get back to TurboTax later. Here's the main characters. So you got Turbo, who is the unsavory SAAS bro, quick to anger and oddly fixated on Iris. He seems to be up to no good. Likes corporate lobbying, confusing forms, dark UX, and fleece vests. Unbearable.
Okay.
Whereas if you click on Iris, who's the other main character, Just wants to find love and do your taxes.
Yeah, she seems better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're to the next link because there's a trailer
Oh, okay.
for this meme. We'll play without the audio in the background, please, because I don't want to get copyright claimed for crappy anime music. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's real. Like, I thought it was just a website at first, but no. Like, someone has actually seemingly done this for reasons. So here you have Iris turning up. Love and taxes forever. They've got a little scrapbook full of... God damn, I hate stickers. Go on dates. You can go on dates and it ups your tax refund the more information you give her. To the point that she starts asking for, like, your social security number, etc.
So I'd be slightly concerned about giving this program my tax details, though.
Yeah, this is where it got a bit weird. Because,
Yeah.
of course, if it's going to make your actual tax returns, it's got to have all your info,
Yeah.
which, I don't know about you. Do you trust the anime game
Well,
with your credit card information?
I don't trust the government with my information either.
But trust me, she's trustworthy.
Probably more trustworthy than the government, but I'm still not going to do it.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one here, because, most netizens' response to this was this. It's just, do I trust the anime waifu with my tax returns? A lot of debates in response. On Steam, when it was on there was a discussions page, of course, as there is on Steam.
Yes.
The discussions were pretty good,
Oh, really?
whilst they lasted, because, of course, you have, give me your social security number. Well, it got banned by Steam, as this person points out. Let's check out the Steam.
I can actually understand Steam's position on this one.
Yeah,
This seems to be a bit of a liability.
because it did remind people a lot of another meme that's been going around for ages. If you go to the next link here, we can see that one. Hi there, do you think I could have your credit card information, please? Totally not malware, anime girl. Just needs to know the expiry date and sort code. Thanks for that. But we'll go to the Steam discussions, because they had that same discussion. Please do not play this. This game is trying to steal your information. Do not be an idiot and give your information. Report this as soon as possible. Steal? No way that girl would steal info. Look at her. She's adorable. Too late, fell in love. She's adorable to ever find out about my offshore accounts. Now we'll go on dates and I'll do my taxes. You can go away. It's going to go real well. In fact, someone decided to tell them, please don't put in your social security number, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that went. Just
Online retard.
doing their thing. I think those are all fake. YouTube.
Of course they're fake.
In case you're wondering. But we're to the next one here because someone pointed out that, attentional tax haven 3,000 gamers. Iris is in danger and needs your help. To help her, just give her the 3 digits on the back of your credit card, along with the expiry date and full 8 numbers. Yeah, well, a lot of good memes. I mean, the best meme out of this, I thought, was the future tax consultants of the world are going to be this guy, if we go to the next one. Yeah, which would actually be pretty funny. I mean, if we want to get the anime-obsessed incels to start their careers...
Well, they've got to do something, I suppose.
I'm making them all fluent in the American tax code. Hey, it's autistic.
Yeah.
It will save a huge amount of money in your own life.
It'll ensure they'll never touch a real woman. Yeah.
You will also impress every woman you meet because
Yeah.
your salary for somehow understanding the American tax code would be ridiculous. Like, hey, it's not actually a bad idea if someone wanted to set up essentially a skills program through anime games, if that was your case. But April the 4th was coming. People were going to get their copies of Tax Haven 3000 with their body pillows, etc. The player base was primed. We have an artist's interpretation of the player base that we can view. There you are. Daddy's working hard on a new game, son. But then it got pulled from Steam, as mentioned. And that was a bit weird. Why would it get pulled from Steam?
Its developers say they want to disrupt corporations, not steal your social security number. Wow.
Yeah. This is where this meme game actually gets interesting. Because that big old spiel about how TurboTax can, suck a fat one,
Yeah.
wasn't actually misplaced.
Well, I was going to say, it sounded like they actually care about the subject for some reason.
Yeah, the anime stuff just seems to have been the aesthetics for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Mischief is an art collective that, quote, subverts mass popular culture and corporate operations as tools for critique and intervention. Among other things, the company has actually teamed up with Little Nas X to make those Satan shoes, we'll remember.
Really?
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Same guys.
Okay.
The collaboration led it to having legal beef with Nike, and it didn't care, because it still won. Still, I'd be awfully iffy about dropping my tax details into Tax Haven 3000, right, PC Gamer? Hello, why am I reading this, PC Gamer? Which is to say, I just wouldn't do it. Valve apparently had similar concerns because a day after the game's Steam page went live, it was taken down. Just before the store page was wiped, Mischief updated their store page to add a description that says Steam was deplatforming their game. Visible via SteamDB, and hinted that maybe TurboTax had sent the check. I assume it's not a serious allegation, but Mischief definitely seems to have some beef with TurboTax, and other companies like it. Quote, corporate tax filing services like TurboTax, blah, 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 are all parasites and need to go to hell and die, and I will kill them all myself. Presumably that's what they wrote on
Which
the email.
I basically agree with.
Yeah. TurboTax 3000, the site states, is essentially a response to that, where TurboTax has... Tax Haven 3000 is a response to TurboTax, where TurboTax has predicated on fear, uncertainty, and doubt people have about taxes. Tax Haven 3000 is built on parasocial desire for intimacy and benign horniness to help you overcome such things. I mean, there is a good question there. Which one is worse? Soulless corporation stealing money from the public by regulation, or anime game? I mean, it is a toss-up.
I do hate anime.
Yeah. But I also hate the government more. I think, yeah.
I hate soulless corporations stealing my money as well.
The government gets it first. For the record, I see no lies, but there's clearly an issue somewhere. Oddly, the developers don't actually know what it is. When asked by PC Gamer, they said, we have no idea. They don't know why they were deplatformed by Valve.
You know why. You know why. Valve are like, look, we can't just ask for social security numbers. We can't do that.
Why not?
Because there's something that's going to come out of this that's bad.
Well, I don't know. If TurboTax wanted to put their software freely available on Steam, I don't think anything would be stopping them. So why does Tax Haven 3000 have the same... Should have the same treatment.
Great question.
So they write on here, which is, we went through the process, we went through the verification process, we were ready to go on April 4th, and then out of nowhere we were de-verified and also removed from the platform, so that's all we know. So there's that. But getting back to Turbo, because you remember Turbo being the character there.
Yep.
It's a real thing. We don't have to deal with that, because we live in England. So we don't have to deal with the American tax code. Yeah. Most of the time.
God, yeah, but what difference does that make when the government's like, 40% of everything you've earned, we'll take that?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing rates.
Yeah.
I'm arguing systems, which is the... for the English, for Yankees who don't know, it's pretty simple. If you have to pay your own taxes because you're self-employed, then you fill on the online form. Not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Basically, you have to bend over, grease up, and then just take it.
Yeah, but you just fill in, and it's easy. It's not convoluted for no goddamn reason.
It's not terribly complex, admittedly. Yeah.
And if you're employed, people just do it for you through your company. And then, if you're American though, it's a mess. And we've had some experience with this because, if you run a YouTube channel or I think Patreon or Subscribestar or something, you actually do have to fill in an American tax form.
It's insane.
Because it goes through America, so therefore you have to write that I have a tax treaty with the United States because I live in this country.
My name is Bob, and I have a tax treaty with the United States.
Yeah, we like the foreigners who get money through American corporations. Like you have to fill in some of this crap. So we have experience of just how
I'm not a member of the Taliban.
Because even that's complex. Like I mean, you've done this. Like you fill through all this crappy information, and you just think, why? Why can't I just write not a Yank?
Yeah.
Like, it would be the easiest thing. The IRS would understand it.
Yeah.
No, instead I have to fill in like 50 pages of crap. So to be an American and then other levels of nonsense.
And they have to do this every year as well.
Yeah. American corporations looking to save money, as you mentioned, just gets more and more complex because there are more and more schemes.
So it's no surprise that you just pay tax. Was it TurboTax?
Yeah.
No surprise you just pay them.
If you get the next link here, we got Tax Turbo. Their reports, they write here, made $1 billion. In 2022.
This is a good grift.
From filling in a form.
Yeah. So let me guess. They lobby the US government to increase the complexity of the tax code, which increases their profits.
Worse.
Oh,
they're
really?
actually way worse than the people who do that.
Oh, really?
Because that's a problem already in the United States. So they're
is a problem in the United States. Sorry, so go on.
They're owned by this company called Intuit. Never heard of them, right?
Intuit?
Not my ball game. If we go to the next link, that's just their Wikipedia page. Where this is the company. They also own MailChimp.
It's a lovely, ironic name as well. To intuit something is to know it without having to think about it. Obviously, nothing about the US tax code applies there. Intuit this.
They're mostly responsible for making everything less intuitive.
Yeah.
So they made $12.7 billion in revenue last year.
Jeez.
There's $2 billion net income. That's good. That's very
They
good.
got $10 billion expenditures. The hell could their expenditures be?
They run a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I say, MailChimp's also one of their things that
Right, okay.
people might know about. There's a lot of other bookkeeping software.
Right.
TurboTax and Tax Turbo is the thing that really is scummy on a new level though, because turns out there's a big reason they make that much money,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not just because of the complexity of the American tax code. If you go to ProPublica, they did an article about this 2019 detailing how they're scum. Congress is about to ban the government from offering free online tax filing thanks to TurboTax.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they actually lobbied the Democrats and Republicans to screw the American people. What a surprise.
Like this corporation being called out by the anime game. Yeah, no, they're actually responsible for why it's so horrible to be an American citizen when it comes to tax year.
What I love about this, it requires an anime game to stand up for the little guy.
So, just in time for tax day, the for-profit tax preparation industry is about to realize one of its long-sought goals. Congressional Democrats and Republicans are moving to permanently ban the IRS from creating a free electronic tax filing system. You want to know what this was? This was the Taxpayer First Act.
Really?
It was for taxpayers, damn it. It passed. Get the next link. This thing is law. The IRS were in the process of offering free online submissions, so you don't have to go through some bull-ass system.
And this corporation was like, not in our watch.
That's $1 billion a year for us.
Yeah.
So they lobbied to have it banned. So Taxpayer First Act was passed to ban the taxpayer from having free submissions instead.
Yeah, but it's squeeze or milk the taxpayer first.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I mean, it is always hilarious just how nonsensical
Yeah.
American political
It's
bills are.
Orwellian.
This is the
genuinely
Patriot
Orwellian
Act for
Yeah.
patriots.
This is the Inflation Reduction Act. What are you doing? Printing money?
Why would I not?
Like,
The IRS website also just has this listed, which is ever since the Patriots Taxpayer True American Blood Act was passed, we can't help you with anything. They say in here they're no longer required to implement a return-free tax system.
we're throwing you to the wolves of the free market. Good luck.
Yeah, and a lot of people actually use this crap apparently. So if you go back to ProPublica, they wrote an article just detailing this company, scum. Here's why. Here's everything they've ever done. Assholes. And they're not wrong. I mean, this genuinely is just infuriating. By 2019, nearly 40% of US taxpayers filed online, and some 40 million of them did it with TurboTax, which you got to pay for.
Yeah.
Even though the IRS were in the process of offering everyone the same service for free.
Why do I have to pay you to file my tax return?
Makes no sense. But trust me, they're helping you pay the
Insane.
taxes. But the success of TurboTax rests on a shaky foundation, one that could collapse overnight, which is if the US government did what every other wealthy country does, and just makes it free, then they wouldn't have a business. So that's why they lobbied to have it banned. And the guys at ProPublica managed to get the campaign slides leaked from TurboTax
Oh, yeah.
about their plans to do this. One of the funniest ones is the company's 2014 to 2015 plan included manufacturing third-party grassroots support. How do you think they were going to do that?
I don't know. What please? Well, hang on.
They have a really funny strategy.
Is it going to involve leftism?
I was hoping you'd say something like start an anime game and no, it is leftism. Buy ads for op-eds editorial stories in African American and Latino media about how they can't have government free tax returns because that would be, I don't know.
Racism?
Yeah. I don't know what the argument was going to be. That's the only thing from the slide that we have.
I love the way they're like, look, we'll just use leftism somehow.
So apparently in 2002, the Bush era administration was like, hang on a minute, that internet thing's really taken off. Maybe we should do what everyone else is doing and make it so we have some system in, I don't know, 5-10 years
Yeah.
where you can just file online for free and it's simple if you're the average taxpayer. Because let's be honest, you're probably earning what, like under 70 grand? Let's say under that. It's not going to be that complex. You're going to have your salary, maybe a few other like side hustles or something.
A couple
to
of
make good money.
deductibles.
Yeah, should be simple. Well, Turbo lobbied to cut the IRS budget if this happened.
Who are these people?
The commissioner of the IRS demanded that if they implement this software in the Bush era, the budget for the IRS should be slashed. So the IRS went, well, we can't afford that,
Yeah.
so we're not going to do the software. And it's just bumbled around. They detailed just the long and boring back and forth between the government and goddamn lobbyists who are like, well, what if this? What if that? Oh, that's not fair because someone paid me to say this. It just goes on and on. It's infuriating. So they struck a deal with the IRS because this is how politics should
What
work.
leverage did they have over the IRS? They're like, look, we're a government agency. We don't
Who the
I
hell are
don't
you?
care what you think.
We charge people money to do a very basic thing.
We're going to start a campaign with leftism against the IRS.
IRS is
Good luck.
racist because they wanna make you not pay for submitting taxes. I don't even have to pay the fucking taxes.
The taxes are never going away.
So-
It's going to be with us forever.
I don't know.
I don't care what campaign you fucking gin up.
Maybe they got the flight logs of the IRS commissioner going to little
Oh yeah,
Jeffrey
little
Epstein. I
James,
don't know.
yeah.
They struck a deal where Turbo had to offer free software on the side for anyone who earned below like 70 grand.
Yeah.
So if you earned below there was a free version of TurboTax you could use. Nice and simple. We're happy through it. We're trying to help the consumer. We're the good guys.
Yeah.
But if you earn more than that, TurboTax is here to. You don't have to pay for so many lawyers. You can just pay for us.
Fair play. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Terrible deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But screw it. It's over, right? Well, not really. The centerpiece of Intuit's anti-encroachment strategy has been the free file program, hatched 17 years ago in a moment of crisis for the company. Under the terms of the agreement with the federal government, Intuit and other commercial tax prep companies promised to provide free online filing for tens of millions of low-income taxpayers. In exchange, the IRS pledged not to create a government-run system.
But what leverage do they have over the IRS?
I don't know. I don't understand how American politics works.
Do as we say, or else what? Well, nothing. We'll go out of business. All right.
I mean, like the weird lobbying world of Washington is so wacky. Because I mean, like as you say, this doesn't make any sense. But apparently, there's just enough cups of tea were poured that this happened. Americans spend.
It's got to be bribery, right? It's got to be bribery.
Americans spend an estimated 1.7 billion hours and $31 billion doing their taxes each year.
God,
I mean, that just tells you that
it's tiring to just hear, isn't it? 1.7 billion hours a year doing taxes.
Like your whole country is doing worse the more money is being spent on bureaucrats.
Yeah.
The less
Yeah.
money you spend on bureaucrats, the better the company.
Any amount of time spent interfacing with government bureaucracy is time you may as well just burn, frankly.
So 2.8 million participated in the free filing program this year, which was down from 5 million in 2005. So the participation in the free system has gone down by half.
That's very strange. Why?
Well, that's a good question. Because if you go to the next one here, we see a graph of that. These are the percentage of Americans using the free software.
So as more people got on the internet, more people were like, yeah, I don't want something for free.
I want to pay for it instead. Yeah, this is where the scumminess comes in. Because TurboTax's free filing system actually had a bunch of traps where if you clicked on stuff, you ended up having to give them $200
Oh, did it?
because you ended up calling the help center or some other such BS.
Yeah.
So their free system was actually built in with a bunch of tripwires for the user.
No, they're called microtransactions, Callum.
Great. And then it gets worse. TurboTax is even worse than the Anime Girl was saying. The Anime Girl was right on the money. Because we go to even just the Wikipedia page, it has the details of how scummy they are. As part of the agreement with the IRS free file program, TurboTax allowed individuals making less than $39,000 a year to use a free version of TurboTax. A 2019 ProPublica investigation revealed that TurboTax deliberately made this version incredibly hard to find, even through search engines, and that it deceptively steered individuals who search for free version to the cost money version. And they did this through like a
Really?
bunch of metadata shit.
Really?
Complex technical BS. Like if you looked
Well
up the free
surprised.
version, you just wouldn't get it. And then they started running adverts. Literally the headline was free, free, free. About how TurboTax was helping the consumer by offering free tax returns. And then they got 7,000 calls that year from people with quotes in the complaints saying this was supposed to be free.
I mean, you literally told me it was free.
Yeah. The last one here that's the scummiest. TurboTax tricked military service members into paying for the software by creating and promoting a military discount.
For the free software, right?
Yeah.
I needed that discount.
So the free software existed, but you have a military discount. So you get a military discount on our paid version, which is the exact same thing. Great. Thanks, fellas. And they also made it incredibly hard to find, of course. So there's that. They also had to pay 141 million in advertising fees because they kept advertising it as free. They obviously weren't. There's that. And they also spend $3 million a year on lobbying. But let's go back to that second link, just the meme, because I no longer look at that as cringe.
No, it's kind of based and heroic. In a
Yeah,
way.
and Mischief, that company that has set this up. Yeah, I never knew about this. Didn't think about that. Wouldn't have ever.
No.
And
And if you just put out like I don't know some statement or some stupid thing, this would never have come to anyone's attention.
No. So that is actually incredibly smart marketing by them.
Clever marketing, yeah.
Hats off to you. But also, what a weird statement of American culture and society that the only way to get attention is like, anime girl.
Did you know you're getting screwed on your taxes? Oh, God.
But that gives me an idea. We could... Huh. Yeah, no, I've just learned we could radicalize all of the United States through the use of anime. I'm going to do some editing after this episode. Anyway, that's all. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast, The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the premium videos we do, so this one on American History X and the narrative therein. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.